Welcome to this whimsical journey of love in the 80s. Our heroine, Ella, is an archaeology grad student, but her heart is all about her pilot boyfriend. Poor girl, she's totally in love mode and ends up pregnant. But her boyfriend ghosted her using the excuse of going to war. In 1940s rural America, being pregnant and married isn't exactly a trophy. Ella's dad viewed it as the family's ultimate embarrassment. With a pastor for a dad who's against abortion, he figured, let's just marry her off to a farmer. So, with a little matchmaking, our clueless couple meets for the first time at the altar. Nick, a country boy, is totally awestruck by how fancy she is and can't utter a word out of nerves. He was so nervous, he was basically tiptoeing through his breath. But hey, with a matchmaker around, they dive straight into the big, do you think I'll love the baby? Absolutely. And just like that, their wedding was simple, but oh so meaning. No fancy decor, not a shiny ring in sight. They had a wedding so simple it could have been a pop-up event. Ella didn't care much. After all, she was the one bringing the family shame. The wedding ended faster than a reality show wedding. Her sister-in-law was super sweet, preparing a 3-piece wedding set. Thanks, that's so touching. However, Ella, who grew up in the city from a young age, had already grown accustomed to living a luxurious lifestyle. On the way home, she was met with desolation, and her mood sank like a lead balloon. Is this your mother's bed? Oh, I think so. Ella was speechless. Everything felt so strange, but the house was surprisingly not a total disaster. Nick, knowing she's a city gal, got her a fridge and a water heater to keep her comfy. She spotted a soda. No thanks. For her, that was as basic as it gets. Yet in the country, that's as rare as unicorns. Turns out, Nick wasn't just any farmer. He owned a bunch of land with villagers working for him, raking in cash like a boss. But Nick's life wasn't all sunshine and roses. His parents passed away when he was young. His brother met a tragic fate in Pearl Harbor, and now, his only family member left is his sister. Dinner was quiet as a mouse, but Ella bit the bullet and told Nick she's an archaeology grad student. Nick listened politely with a blank expression on his face, but he had no clue what she was rambling about at all. Ella said she couldn't cook to save her life, while Nick shrugged and said he was okay at it. Awkward chit-chat ended dinner, and now they were both thinking, should we even try to do this? On their wedding night, they went off to their separate rooms as if they were strange acquaintances. Ella picked up a necklace her ex left, staring at his handsome face. Cue the waterworks. Ella endured a teary first night, waking up to find it's already almost 9:30. After a quick beauty routine, she headed to Nick's room only to realize he'd already bolted. Ella was curious about her new husband Nick, but his wardrobe was about as exciting as a bowl of plain oatmeal. His closet was full of drab colors, but she did find a couple of interesting items in the drawer. One was her brother's keepsake, and the other was a ticking pocket watch that instantly piqued Ella's interest. Good morning. Morning. Ella sweetly asked to borrow Nick's truck. She planned to hit uptown for a stroll and to let her family know she's still alive. But Nick only possessed a cumbersome big rig, and he was concerned that Ella might not be able to handle it. So he decided to personally drive her instead, and eventually off they went to town together. Nick swiftly dropped her off at the corner phone booth and, without hesitation, headed into the library like a true bookworm. He grabbed a few parenting books and archaeology texts, dreaming about a bright future. Meanwhile, Ella was spilling her heart to her sister, still thinking about the ex who ghosted her. But since Nick was showing such concern for Coco, Ella was torn apart. On the drive back, Nick suggested teaching her to drive the truck, and she quickly realized it was tougher than it looked. As the truck started up, it emitted loud, annoying noises, but Ella persevered with Nick's guidance and finally tamed the stubborn old beast. Later, Nick introduced Ella to his friends and family, genuinely hoping she'd fit in perfectly. But Ella was persistently playing double agent, claiming she was writing to her sister when in reality the letter was intended for her ex. Perhaps her past relationship was simply too profound to let go, always lingering in her heart. One sunny afternoon, Nick took Ella to the lake for a romantic boat ride. The shimmering lake sparkled under the sunlight like a glittering blanket. Ella lounged at the bow of the boat, soaking up the sweet atmosphere. But her sensational vibe left Nick as confused as a cat in a dog park. Nick's sudden confession caught Ella off guard, and she was left speechless. To ease the tension in the air, Ella casually mentioned her love for swimming. Little did she know that this statement would be etched deeply in Nick's mind, becoming a part of his future recollections. The days rolled on, with Nick working from dawn to dusk while Ella lounged around reading on the porch. While flipping through the books Nick bought, she'd slip into her red heels for some countryside strutting. Soon enough, Nick took Ella for a checkup, and surprise, she was 4 months pregnant. Just a month into marriage, and the ticking clock made Ella worry. Nick was about to turn into the town punchline once the baby arrived. Ella had started caring about Nick's feelings, gazing quietly at him, this innocent, naive dreamer. One day while washing veggies, Ella heard a commotion outside. She stepped outside and gasped, "If you enjoy my twist on this tale, don't forget to subscribe."